Every day brings with it new experiences and new changes. March was a month of embracing slowness, embracing the fact that even though I took a lot of projects with me to Puerto Rico, I really had a hard time completing a lot of them. Our days mostly started with doing chores around the house, which I have to say I greatly missed having a clothesline outside where you can breathe the fresh air and your clothes, just smell like sunshine. When I arrived, Mom decided to rework her Red Heart Granny Square yarn idea from a vest to a purse, so we had to frog that. And of course, I have projects that I brought with me that ends hadn't been woven in, and I am trying to be better about weaving in ends. How do you feel about ends? Do you like weaving them in? Are they the bane of your existence? Either way, this was my shield maiden using caterpillar yarn from We Crochet, and let me tell you, even though it is a sport weight cotton with wool blown into the mesh, it is hot. It is too hot for Puerto Rico, and it's heat warnings mid-March. And of course, I didn't only bring the Shield Maiden pattern with me, I also brought this raglan sweater. It is the last installment in the tutorial series for the single crochet V-stitch. This is the final practice, which of course had to be a garment because I'm me, okay? And I don't know, there's just something about being in Puerto Rico that makes me want to crochet coasters. I don't know what it is, but today, still on the 21st of March, I am fighting the urge to crochet more coasters. So I raided Mom's stash and I found some leftover drops yarn, and I'm using as a base the coaster pattern that I created for the Cozy Cafe collection, which you can find on Ravelry if you're interested, but I'm also going to be working some up in this channel pretty soon. So yeah, let's just crochet some coasters and love the fact that it is a project that we can crochet up quickly and also use, and it's just beautiful. I told you before that Mom was reworking her Red Heart Granny Square project idea. Well, this is active proof of that. She is creating a bag with granny squares, and you know what? The bag turned out beautiful, but I won't spoil it for you because I'm pretty sure somewhere along in this vlog we have better footage of this gorgeous, gorgeous bag. Good morning. I think it's still morning. Yeah, it's 8:37 a.m. I am working on the V-stitch raglan, as I wait for Mom to finish her infusions. And I'm glad I brought crochet. I'm also glad to be listening to an audiobook. I'm finishing Bookshops and Bone Dust. I have 45 minutes left, which should be enough time for the treatment to be complete. So that is good. Bookshops and Bone Dust is a deliciously cozy read. I really enjoyed it, but now I feel like listening to Legends and Lattes again. And it makes sense because Bookshops and Bone Dust is the prequel, and then Legends and Lattes, you can just follow up. And they're both very enjoyable, so if you didn't catch on to the fad last year of listening to Bookshops and Bone Dust, I highly recommend it if you just need some downtime but with low stakes adventure. And yeah, that's what I have to say about it. Let's continue putting some more rounds into this raglan. It is 7.5 inches now, so I don't have a lot to go before I slit for the sleeves. Oh, you poor naive sweet summer child. We certainly had a much longer wait ahead of us, but I did finish Bookshops and Bone Dust and it was lovely and I actually cried. Okay, I cried. It left me feeling like I don't know, just lovely feelings, all the feelings. So, yeah, I recommend it. Anyway, it was also time for me to head home and block this beauty. Ah, I'm so excited, so excited. Of course, in my mind, that meant that I had already kind of finished part of my project, so I was free to start a new one. And in this case, I'm working on my double thick oven mitts, or I should actually just say on my thick crochet oven mitts. And because I am a scatterbrained person, we also started our swatch for the vintage Echo top instead of a cardigan that I'm reworking for the celebration crochet along. And actually, I have to say, working with this yarn, it's delicious. It is a bamboo cotton blend that I got off Amazon, and I think I consider it for my budget that it was very affordable because it was $20 for 500 grams, and you can also keep an eye out because sometimes for Amazon Prime Day they put it on sale and I highly recommend it. Yes, it's got the splittiness of bamboo, but look at that sheen. Look at that beautiful luster and just, I don't know, it's gorgeous. Swatch complete. It is now time to start properly crocheting on the top because reasons. If you never start something, you can never know how long it's going to take you. And even though I'm a slow crocheter, there has to be a point where I start a project. And then it doesn't feel slow because you just work on it a little bit each day. New days begin with early morning walks. I typically join mom on her early morning walk, and it has to be early in the morning because Puerto Rico gets intensely hot the closer to 8 a.m. it gets. But it's just beautiful right at the beginning of March because the mornings are still cool, around 70 degrees, and it's just peaceful to hear nature being nature. And of course, breakfast follows walks. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely love sharing a good cup of tea, or sometimes even a bad one, because we don't always make the best cup of tea, with someone you love early in the morning, chatting about everything and nothing at the same time. As much of a homebody as I am, even I enjoy stepping out of my house to visit beautiful places like this beach in Aguadilla. We also visited this new to me place where they make chocolate from cacao grown in Puerto Rico. I bought a kind of truffle filled with parcha, like real legit parcha. It was so good. But on really hot days, there was nothing I enjoyed more than this 3-ingredient ice cream. You need 1 largish frozen banana, 2 tablespoons of black sesame seed paste, and then a 1/4 cup of soy milk. And you just whiz that all together and enjoy it as soon as it's done. Mom, what did you think about it?
Yum, yum, yummy.
Are you serious?
The best.
Are you being serious right now?
I'm being serious. 3-ingredient ice cream. How better can it get? No sugar added.
That's true. And also, you get a free manicure. Look, if you want to dye your nails.
And high in protein.
That's true. That's true. Now that we had that delicious treat, we can crochet. We have work to do. Crochet work to do. Yarn is wound up for the tutorial I want to film tomorrow. It's for my Spanish YouTube channel. So now I think I am going to sit down and crochet. Also, I went out to procure more yarn because I finished both of these mitts, but even though they're the same company, the same yarn, the bare cotton is larger than this other colored cotton, and I actually don't like the two of them together, so wanted to get this same color so I can film the tutorial for these mitts. This is Peaches and Cream in the color Oasis. So that is something else that you can look forward to. Hopefully next month, a tutorial for these oven mitts. Good morning. It's March the 13th, so it's the day after my birthday, and I'm going out for a fancy breakfast with Mom. We would have done it yesterday, except that the place we're trying didn't open on Tuesdays. So yeah, I'm just getting ready to go out. And thank you to everyone for all the birthday wishes on Instagram. I tried to reply individually, but I also did a blanket thank you on Instagram. Now I'm doing one here because I really am thankful that you just took the time out of your day to wish me a happy birthday. And it was a good one. I just spent the day relaxing with Mom. We did a bit of shopping, came back home, made a sweet potato brownie cake. Well, sweet potato brownie that was my birthday cake, and it turned out quite good. This was the 3rd recipe I've tried, and this one I actually liked, so I will link it down in the description box below for you. And yeah, now I'm just gonna finish getting ready and head over to that brunch and hopefully share a little bit of that brunch with you. Ajá, exacto. Está bien, yo cojo eso. Here you go, Mom. Cheers. 34 more. That's it. We made it back home. The food was good. Mommy, I look so much taller than you.
And I don't have shoes on.
The food was good.
Yep. Now we're full and we can go to sleep.
No, now we're gonna crochet. But the food was good. I forgot to take videos, but I'll insert pictures here. We tried to taste multiple dishes. and honestly they were worth it. So if you're ever in Aguada, Puerto Rico, and you want to try some different types of food in terms of how naturally made everything is, highly recommend. Good morning. It's been about a week since I last picked up the camera, and I've been forgetting to film just about everything. Mom is making some almond waffles, and I have started a sourdough and hence a bread production. We have a bread growing here, and then over here we have a pizza dough. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but one of the things that I love about being home when it's not too hot is that I love making turmeric chai, or sticky chai if you want to call it. And I just got this, so let's make some turmeric chai. But first we need to wipe down our counters before we can make some tea. And of course this is when the timer rings to shape the dough. And admittedly, I don't think I've ever made such a wet sourdough dough before. So this might have to turn into something else entirely. Yeah, no, definitely something else. This will be something else. That we've attempted to wrangle this dough into some form of submission, it is time to get back to my tea because it is now 9 a.m. and I still have not had my first cup of tea. Like I said, we're making a sticky chai, and I love having a gas stove. It is magic. I want to see your face when you taste that. I'm not sure. 3 grams, right? Little sucker's gonna take a lot of leaves. I mean, petals. You know the thing about cement houses, like completely cement houses, they have soundproofing. So you're gonna hear all the sounds that are around me. You're gonna hear sweeping, you're gonna hear my dad building a kind of mural back, and the way back of the house, you're gonna hear the washing machine going. So in addition to March being a month of slowness, it's been a month of learning new things and revisiting ideas that just because we make mistakes, those are not necessarily failures, it's just a learning process. So not only have I been learning how to actually appreciate the fact that I don't sometimes move as fast as I want to move, I've also been learning to let go of that fear that making mistakes means you don't know how to do things. It's learning. Mistakes are the way we learn. And that has happened with sourdough bread, because you saw how wet that bread dough was. I've never had such a wet sourdough before, and it's because Puerto Rico is very humid. At least this is my take on it. I think it's because Puerto Rico is very humid, so the dough is absorbing water from the environment, and I need to reduce the amount of water that I actually put into my bread. But it's okay. As you saw, I turned it, or actually Mom's idea was to turn it into a pizza crust, and that worked. So yay for not losing all those ingredients. As always, I want to thank you for spending a little bit of crafty time with me, a little bit of lifetime with me. I don't often share a lot about what I'm doing because I consider myself to be a very boring person. I am quite literally always doing the same things, and as we've stated at the beginning of this video, it takes me more than a month to complete projects sometimes. Sometimes that is due to actual physical pain, and sometimes that is due to scatterbrained. But whatever the reason, I do move slower. And I just want to thank you for still coming into my space, sharing your experiences, sharing a little bit about your crafty life, and I appreciate the fact that you are here with me, just spending life, living life, and finding new ways to enjoy the life that we do have. This is officially the end of the vlog because other than my sourdough experiments in Puerto Rico and of course the crochet projects that we've been working on, I've been reading a lot of books. If you are ever interested in the books that I'm reading, you can always drop me a comment in the description box below, drop me a suggestion. I don't know, maybe you want me to do kind of like a books I've enjoyed this month video. I'm open to that. I'm open to sharing more about that. And of course, you could always sign up to my newsletter. I try to always give a little blurb on the books that I'm reading there. I'm trying to change the blurbs that I do. I used to write more just like, this is the synopsis, this is what the story is about, but now I'm trying to kind of like switch it to, this is what I thought about this story. Books are very personal, just like yarn. We all have preferences, we all have things we like in our books, things we don't like in our books, but it is good preparation for the summer romance crochet along, which of course will happen this summer. Remember, the theme is enemies to lovers, and do not forget that we are running the celebration crochet along until the 12th of April, and the 12th of April I will be traveling back to Florida, so I will pick a winner in the end of April podcast, like the vlog that I do talking about the projects that I worked on during the month of April. So yeah, I hope to see you here for that video. And of course, don't forget that coming up, we have a series of tutorials for the thermal stitch. I already shared a video on how to crochet the thermal stitch last year. So now what I'm doing is kind of preparing projects that we can work on using the thermal stitch. Some of these are springish friendly if your spring is very cold. My spring is hot, so that doesn't really apply, but I don't know, I thoroughly enjoyed crocheting the projects, designing the projects, and sharing them with you, and I hope that you do too. Remember, those projects videos will be released in April. I have not forgotten about the Shield Maiden pattern. The release is going to be a little bit later than I had anticipated because I can't do all the things that I want to do with my PDF on my iPad. I need like my actual physical computer for that. So that is a tiny little setback. And as always, this has been an extra long goodbye because that's just the way I do goodbyes. I say it 5 times and then I actually leave. So this is the final. Happy crafting, and I will see you in the next video.